Centre has informed the Supreme Court that it is in active talks with vaccine makers Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer and Moderna to facilitate imports of COVID vaccines to increase the pace of vaccination drive across India. In an affidavit filed by the Ministry of Home Affairs, Centre has claimed that its persuasion led to declaration of uniform prices for all states by Indian vaccine manufacturers, Bharat Biotech and the Serum Institute of India. Opposing any judicial interference in India's vaccine strategy, Centre opposed door-to-door vaccination. It has claimed that it will be difficult to address any adverse event following immunization in doorstep vaccination. It will slow down the immunization process and will lead to more wastage of vaccine vials, since an opened vial has to be used within 4 hours and may go waste in absence of ample beneficiaries in the vicinity. However, bulk registration of homogeneous groups like prisoners, villages and nomads has been allowed for vaccination. While people lacking digital access can get registered for vaccination on COVID app via common service centers, details of ID cards of vaccine beneficiaries will be mandatorily needed to ascertain their age and send them reminders for the second dose of the vaccine. Centre told the court that the distribution of the vaccine among states was based on an equitable and rational criteria to eliminate the possibility of difference in bargaining power of one state having a detrimental impact on another. Defending its policy decision for priority vaccination for people aged over 45, Centre maintained that it was vaccinating the most vulnerable groups as its topmost priority. The union government justified the difference in vaccine price for itself and the states, claiming that it was its order for a larger number of doses which was reflected in the prices negotiated with the vaccine manufacturers. However, it pointed out that price of vaccines will not bother common citizens, as all states had already declared free vaccination, maintaining that the new liberalized pricing and accelerated national COVID vaccination strategy will ramp up pace of immunization. Centre pointed to data from various vaccine makers who are trying to ramp up production as early as possible. Centre has also opposed the need to exercise any statutory powers under the Patents Act read with TRIPS Agreement and Doha Declaration, claiming that the invocation of any compulsory licensing for vaccines or essential drugs will prove as counterproductive at this stage when India is actively engaging itself with global organizations at a diplomatic level to find out a solution in its best possible interest. Centre claimed that any discussion or a mention of exercise of statutory powers, either for essential drugs or vaccines having patent issues, would have serious, severe and unintended adverse consequences for India's efforts on a global platform using all its resources, goodwill through diplomatic and other channels. Centre claimed that the main constraint in raising drug production was not shortage of licenses but rather was unavailability of raw material.